Good morning, guys. Welcome to the EFI Limit Breaker 2024 Invitational. We have 23 athletes and rebattling across three different divisions: pro women's, a single class, open men heavyweight 231 plus, and open men lightweight 231 and under. Should be a competitive day overall. They're going to go into an athlete intro here in a few minutes, and then we're going to start event one. Event one's going to be the Mammoth bar deadlift for a max lift. Competitors get 3 attempts. If a competitor is capable of breaking a world record on the fourth attempt, they will be allowed to take that fourth attempt to break the world record. There are no deadlift suits allowed in this event. I personally love that. I think that's a unique twist on an event that typically allows a deadlift suit. We'll be able to see who the best puller is. If a competitor fails a attempt, they may use the remaining attempts to retry. I'm going to imagine that competitors will be allowed to up their weight as well, even if they fail an attempt. It will be interesting to see who does use this technique. Usually, when you fail a deadlift, it's kind of done, but we'll see what happens. In addition, there's only 30 seconds per attempt, so should be a great first event. We'll do our own brief athlete introduction as well. I'll see if I can share my screen here. Actually, no, I won't. That's a bad idea. So, open women. In the open women class, we have Taylor Greskovich, Olivia Powell, Julianne Durante, Angela Highfield, Elenis Hiradia Landrau, and Amber Khan. In the open men sub 231, Trey Leonard, Adam Kostich, Andrew Perkins, Brandon Woodson, Gavin Lee, Josh Pinkerton, Tyler Davis, Drew Gaines, Jeremy Shell, and Justin Weaver. In the open men's super heavyweight, that's 231 plus, Rodian Suckman, Andrew Cohn, Calvin Vaughn, Jonathan Wimberly, Zach Kirk, Colt Swanson, and Nathan Barber. And we have an attempt here from Amber Khan. I'm trying to get the weights here. Let me see if I can see it. And a good lift there from Amber. Fantastic lift. Going to be raising the bar. It sounds like the 405. Next athlete coming up. One of the interesting elements of the event, this event too, is you really have to choose your attempts wisely. Since it is, you got 3 attempts to find a max weight. Some competitors like to find that max weight a little bit quicker. Hit a heavier or hit a light first opener than just jump 80 pounds. Some competitors like to balance their 3 attempts over, so it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how this ends up playing out. All right, here we go. Let's see it. Great pull, pretty fluid throughout. Great pull there. You'll see different athletes also pull the bar very differently. Some athletes have a more slow approach where all the weights basically look the same, and some athletes can pull very rapidly with little issues. We got 435 coming up. The weight is going up very quick. So here we go, 435. That looked very easy. Very easy. We're going to have quite a few athletes go above 500 pounds. And with this deadlift, it is interesting. It's on calibrated tips plates. A lot of times, promoters will put deep dish plates on there to make the flex even greater. These calibrated plates they don't extend quite as far out on the Mammoth bar, so it does limit the flex ever so slightly. And we are up to 445 now for our next lifter. Um, let's see how this goes. Strapping in. Good pull there. All right, here we go. And that looked like an opener there. Great first pull. And we are up to 557 on that bar. And once again, those kilo plates, um, they really do make the math a little bit different than what we're used to. Nice. Great pull. And that means that we are already north of 600. All right, 602. I would bet that we see a few pulls above 800 today. And that was a great first pull there. Excellent first pull. It's gonna be interesting too to see how these guys end up gaming it for their next attempts. Um, because really they're going to need their back strength for these next couple events. It's a very intense day for these guys. All right, here we go. Let's see. That whip is something that athletes have to adjust to as well. There's a slight delay as that bar comes off the floor. If you pull too quickly, that since the mammoth bar is an extra, couple feet either way, that bar's further away from you. You pull up a little too aggressively, that bar whips you back down. Um, so it is very important that athletes are a little bit more patient on this bar. And you'll see a lot of times guys who are extremely effective at pulling the slack, being patient, are very, very good at this lift. Wonderful first attempt. No wasted time there. Just walked up to the bar, scrapped in quick. Wonderful. All right, 614. We got a jump here to 614 for a first attempt. Another good first pull there. It's the 231s probably have the most diverse set of builds of all the weight class athletes. The U90s are all just kind of 5'8" to 5'10", pretty jacked. The U105s, you have a lot of different builds. You have guys who cut down from 260 to 270 who are a little bit taller, and then you have shorter guys who will weigh 240, cut down um, to that 231 class. It's a very diverse class. It's going to make today's competition interesting just because there's so many different disciplines that athletes are tested on. And back to the point earlier with this deadlift for a map, you do have to be really, really careful because you have a long day ahead of you. Um, and if you end up, I guess if you end up missing an attempt and then reattempting, you might end up being in trouble just because you're going to end up burning so much energy for these other very intense posterior chain exercises. And we'll talk more about those later. We'll focus on the deadlift now, but for example, frame carrying to log press for max reps. The sandbag toss is very posterior chain. You miss an attempt on sandbag toss, you're in trouble. And it looks like we're up to about 625 here. And another good first pull. Man, guys are picking these attempts. Of course, this is invitational. You'll see it a lot of local strongman shows. Guys have a tough time picking openers, and sometimes they'll open too heavy, where they end up blowing a ton of energy out before they even get to their second attempt. Um, you can see the experience here of these athletes picking a solid opener, making sure they're not burning too much energy before they get to their later attempts. Looks like we're jumping up to 650 now. We're already at mid six. So we'll see what the top pull is for 231. I'm going to guess the top pull for a 231 is going to be a low 800-pound pull. But I could be proven extremely wrong. But that is my prediction is a low 800. All right, let's see. Here we go. And this does not appear to be a 231 athlete. This looks like one of our super heavyweight men. Opening at 650, though, this will be a pretty exciting pull. Yeah, he's strapped in. Let's go. A little bit of a delay as it passed his knees. Um, could have been getting used to the bar whip there, so we'll see how his second attempt goes. I know this guy. This is my buddy Justin here. He's going to open around 650 as well. Justin is a powerhouse. He's a guy to watch today on that press for sure. Also a very good sandbag lifter in general. Sandbag overhead press, sandbag carry and load. Anything of sandbags, Justin is great at. And that looks like a very comfortable first pull for Justin. Fantastic first pull. See the jean shorts are in. And then we got Tyler Davis, U90 world champion from 2022. Um, Phenomenal athlete, very nice gentleman. Let's see what Tyler can do. All right, come on, Tyler. And that looks like a very comfortable pull. You can see he really wedged that bar out. The slack looked great. He really wedged himself into the bar and pulled that slack out. Fantastic. Tyler is an absolute tactician of the sport. He is very balanced. He and I have talked about both of us are kind of boring athletes in a sense where we're just very well rounded and nothing's going to really stand out. But always Tyler, of course, he's a world champion for a reason. He's always competitive. He always balances out very well. And even though he says he's not super flashy, trust me, he will be flashy today. And we were up to 673 already for our deadlift attempts. This is moving quick. All right, here we go. And this, if I'm not mistaken, judging by the socks, I believe that this is Mr. Pinkerton. And yeah, Pinkerton is a fantastic puller. Josh has always done very well on the deadlift. He is coming off these chaos qualifiers, so it'll be interesting to see how he does coming off of those qualifiers. They're pretty brutal. But congratulations to Josh. I saw he qualified. That is fantastic. Oof. All right, here we go. Very good pull there. So we are moving up to 750 for our next lifter, Colt, and we will see how this goes. 750, man, that is a heavy, heavy pull. So I predicted low eights for the 231s. For these super heavyweight guys, I'm gonna guess a low nine will be what we see today. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. If one of these guys pulls north of 900 by a good margin, that will be awesome. And we can see, our spotters and loaders are working so hard to find ways to get those calibrated plates on the bar. You can see just how much width this bar has. Oh, and there's Justin. Justin's waving at me. Yeah, I see him. Yeah. So you can see just how hard this bar it gets to load towards the end. It's kind of like one of those kabuki bars. If you've ever used a kabuki with deep dish plates, eventually, no matter how great your deadlift jack is, how wide it is, eventually the bar just touches the floor. And you can see here it's starting to. Um, so guys do have to be very intentional with how they pull this bar, because if you pull too quickly, it's going to whip you back down to earth very quickly. All right, here we go. Colt looks ready to go. He's strapping in. Let's see it. Let's see a big first pull here. Come on, Colt. All right, sets the hips. Oh man. And it's funny. I just gave you that entire long talk about needing to be intentional about pulling slack, and then you also have guys like Colt who appear just so strong that he can just rip right through the slack and continue his movement without having any issues. All right, looks like we're adding some chip plates there, some change plates. So we are up to 756 pounds now. First attempt at 756 pounds. Oh man, that looked great. Plenty of weight left there. Man. It looks like we're coming back down. Yep, so we're going to head back up to the start of the lineup. And I believe we're doing this powerlifting style, where your order is completely determined based on how much weight you're lifting through each flight. Sometimes they don't change order in these shows. It's just easier for the spotters and loaders if you do change the order after each flight. So here we go. I'm excited. I'm hoping that we're going to see some of these ladies clear 5 here this flight. I think we will. All right, here we go. 385. All right. Second attempt coming up. Come on now. Nice over under technique. Here we go. Rolls the bar back. Great second attempt. Nice. And we are headed up to 400 pounds. For our next athlete, that was a great second attempt there. Okay, 400 pounds for our next athlete. All right, we got Olivia coming up here, 400 pounds. Strapping in. Another nice consistent pull there from Olivia. I think her final jump will be 420. That's my prediction. 420 pounds is going to be her final jump. That was fantastic. Great pull. All right, we got Amber Khan up next. She's running up to that bar. She went so quick, I didn't even see her go up there. Come on, Amber. Very nice, consistent pull. And now there's going to be some gamesmanship here because you just saw two very similar pulls from Olivia and Amber. It's going to come down to who can make that last jump. Oh, and I see Justin going over there calling that final attempt. I'm going to put Amber at 425 as her final attempt. And there's Justin again. He's waving. I think he's waving. Yeah, there he is. Yep, there's the wave again. So I think it's gonna be interesting to see here what they end up jumping to, what Justin calls her for here. Um, and strongman is all about gamesmanship. 5 pounds makes all the difference. You have to call those attempts intelligently, and when you're competing in a show like this, you have to make sure that your jumps are realistic. It really is about being balanced through all the events versus being dominant at one event. Um, so you have to be very careful with the way that you call your attempts here. Um, if you take too big of a jump and you fail a lift, it definitely hurts your overall score. And then not to mention if you're too conservative though, like in the case between Olivia and Amber, you know if one of them decides to go 420, the other goes 425, man, it would suck to lose points on 5 pounds. All right, here we go. Next lifter, trying to see the weights. There we go. Okay, looks like 420. All right, so bars open to 425. All right, Taylor's up to 425. I would anticipate that if she pulls this successfully, this will be great points for her. So this is big for her. Come on, Taylor. Let's go. Big pull, Taylor. Come on now. So 10 seconds left. And once again, once that weight's stapled to the floor, the more you try, it's almost not worth the risk. It's especially with only a 30-second time limit, you almost just want to call it and just move on to the next event. So this is where that gamesmanship gets interesting once again, though, because we had Amber and Olivia both pull 400 successfully. Are they going to try to jump some of these numbers here? Um, we will see. And once again, it's important to keep in mind these lifters do have a third attempt, and they can attempt the weight once more, even if they fail a second attempt. So let's hope that those athletes come back for a third attempt, come back strong and able to pull it. All right, here we go. Great second attempt there. That is huge points there. I almost wonder if it's worth it to not take a third and just take your points there. That's big. Okay, 495. There we go. All right, come on, big pull. Come on, Zach. Nice. Good second attempt there. Great weight selection. We should see a nice pull above 500 for his third attempt. All right, 552 for Trey. Come on, Trey. Nice. A little bit of a delay there over the knees. Nice, consistent pull, though, able to finish the lift. Looks like Jeremy Shell's our next lifter here. 605. Let's go. Great pull. Yeah, you can tell, the experienced lifters, they really do know what they should open with their second attempt. And that looked like a very good second attempt for Jeremy. He's got plenty of weight left in him. He's going to maximize his potential for points here. Believe I heard 624 pounds here. Let's see a big pull. Come on now. Using those smelling salts, getting the position. Andrew with a very clean second attempt. Nice. All right, here we go. Come on now. We got 630 here on the bar. Come on now, big pull. Another nice second attempt there. Looks like we got that bar set for the next lifter. Some lifters love nose torque. I personally cannot use it. It's just too harsh for me. Some guys are a lot tougher than I am. But for some guys, it's very effective. We'll see here. You also see different straps on each of these lifters. Some guys prefer traditional straps. Some guys like the figure eights. It just all comes down to preference. With the figure eights, you get a little bit more connection to the bar. With the traditional straps, you can hang them a little bit lower. So this all depends on what you're interested in, what you really want. And that is another very consistent, very nice pull there. He might have a jump to 7, to be honest. We'll see if he takes it. And we are now moving north to what appears to be 650 pounds, I believe, here on the bar. Setting up there. Another narrow stance, high hip deadlifter. And that's much more common in raw lifting than it is in equipped lifting. There's less benefit to having your hips low versus having your shoulders over the bar. And that looks like a very nice, consistent pull. Another lifter who's really going to maximize his points, just wise attempts. He's going to go 3 for 3 on this. Very nice. All right, come on now. That's right. It looks like we eclipsed 300 kilos on that last attempt. You see when those hips start to bounce a little bit, that's really where you start to see guys miss attempts. You can just tell um, it's becoming a little bit more difficult to have the confidence to pull that weight once those hips start popping. All right. Looks like we are at 675 pounds here. In traditional American plates, this is a 7-plate pull, so we have now eclipsed 7 traditional plates. Just could not get the bar off past the knees. Bar came off the floor to not get past the knees. He's going to try one more time. We'll see here. A lot of times when you see a wide stance, a lot of lifters will fail below the knees. They're able to get off the floor just to below their knee, and then that's where the weight is missed. When you see guys with more of a narrow stance, obviously it depends on the lifter, depends on their strengths, but you do see a lot of times more failed attempts immediately off the floor for more narrow stance. All right, we are up to Justin Weaver. And let's see. Come on, Justin. Come on, pull through, Justin. Finish the lift. Ah, the boy. Nice. How can you not root for the guy with the jean shorts? Good job, Justin. Be interested to see what his final attempt is there. All right, and now we got Tyler Davis up next. He's got 700 pounds on the bar. This would be very good points for Tyler as well. Come on, Tyler. Set up strong. Let's finish this lift. Really nice pull there at 700. I'm going to guess his third will be somewhere around 725. 725, 730 potentially. And now we got Josh Pinkerton up back to back with two really good pullers here. And we might see some gamesmanship here as well between Tyler and Josh. All right, Josh. Looks like Josh is going to jump Tyler ever so slightly. See how this plays out for those third attempts. I think Josh is actually coached by Tyler. So I imagine we see Josh's best here. Come on, Josh. A little bit of a tough second attempt there. We'll see what he ends up doing for his third. And we are up to 760 pounds here. With this event, athletes are not allowed to go back down. So they're allowed to move the weight up if they fail an attempt, but they are not allowed to go back up. Or sorry, they are not allowed to go back down. So the athletes that you saw who did not hit their second attempts, they're going to probably retry those second attempts again this next flight. And we'll see, they each got about 20 minutes of rest. We'll see if it ends up giving us some successful attempts here. All right, we got 759 here on the bar. Here we go. He got his athlete ready. Let's see. Come on now. Great pull. Maybe a 780 for the third here. And now we're moving up to 805. We're starting to see those really, really big pulls here. If I'm paying attention to the standings so far for that 231 class, I'm pretty sure Tyler Davis will probably get max points here, depending on how his third pull goes. Just looking at the speed of his second pull, trying to make some predictions here. Like I said, if I'm paying attention to this correctly, I would think we'll probably get Tyler, Josh, and then Justin in that order for the top three, rounding out the 231s. I think we got Colt up here, and he is attempting. Don't think they changed that just yet. Let's see. It's more important for the athletes to have the right weight for us to know the weight. So let's see. 805. There it is. Okay, 805. Come on now, Colt. Pull this. Really nice pull there from Colt. Yep. He's got plenty more in him. Nice second attempt there. We got 810 here, and 810.6. All right, let's see. Hey, that point 0.6 might make the difference, right? He's got his feet set. Wow, what a just nice setup there. You see, calm and controlled, sets the hips, make sure he's wedged in properly. Just a really nice technique there on that pull. 810.6. And it sounds like I think I just heard we're stripping back down, so we should be starting our third attempts here. And we're about to start final attempts here. We're stripping back down. I believe I heard the weight was going to be stripped down to 415. But we will see. I could, of course, be wrong. Believe I heard 415. All right, getting those weights set for these final attempts here. Like I said, these guys, these athletes who missed their second attempt, they will get a chance to try those attempts one more time. So let's root for them hard here, and let's hope they can get those second attempts. We are back down to 415. We're starting those third flights right now. It looks like the bar set. Spars and lowers are doing a fantastic job. 23 lifters of calibrated plates in about an hour. That's pretty solid. Good work, gentlemen. Here we go. And Angela's up. Come on now. Don't quit on this big pull. Nice fish. Oh, just looks like it just came off the floor. You see that a lot with the Mammoth bar. The bar starts a little bit higher, so sometimes um, some of the weights that you won't hit on a traditional deadlift bar will come off the floor, but usually you'll fail just below your knees or a little bit off the floor. And sometimes it's just not being used to these higher loads. Fantastic work though, great attempt there. Hey, going 2 for 3 is pretty solid. Well done. Good eye. I have been on mute. Thank you, World's Strongest Opinions. I appreciate that. Um, I am not the most tech savvy, so I apologize. No one has heard my commentary. I apologize for that. Thank you, my buddies at World's Strongest Opinions. John, thanks for the help there with the tech issue. All right, so we are at 440 pounds, which will be major points. I should probably DM John right now and thank him for pointing out that I am on mute. All right, so 440 pounds. We saw Amber with a 410 lift earlier, and then we saw a successful 415. So now we are going to jump up to a 440. Oh, actually, they had not changed. I believe this is 440 though, or maybe we stuck at 429 for points. We will see. Here we go. Set the hips, big pull. Nice. Major points there. Brilliant attempt. Brilliant attempt there to get max points without having to put too much of an effort into that lift. Fantastic choice there. So those guys watching the live stream, thank you. It is appreciated. This is a show that I would love to see build over time. We see more of these independent circuits making their way into strongman. I think it's great for the sport. The sanctioning bodies have done a lot for promoting the popularity of strongman, but I do think that these independent circuits really do bring unique ideas and unique opportunities for the show. And yeah, amazing job by Olivia there. That pull, that was huge points there. Just a fantastic pick, too. All right, and we are up to 535 on the bar. And once again, I apologize for being on mute earlier. Maybe some of you enjoyed it, though. I wouldn't blame you. All right, 535. And another excellent pull there. 3 for 3 on the day. Fantastic work. And I'm going to gander. That is a PR there. That is awesome. Really, what you do in training doesn't matter if you don't hit PRs at the show. I've always said that. So to be able to come to a big show like this, hit a PR, that's great. That's what you want to root for these athletes. Looks like we got Jeremy coming up next. He is checking the weights. Jeremy is a very high level competitor. He's transitioning from an 80 to a 90 athlete. I saw him in Huntington Beach this past September. He did great at the Pro U80 circuit. I think he's just ready for a new challenge here. So Jeremy's playing up a few weight classes for this one. I'm going to guess he's probably not much more than 200 pounds. We should be seeing a 300 or a 3 times body weight pull here. We are, yeah, 635. So let's hear it for Jeremy. Big pull here for Jeremy. Come on now. Come on, Jeremy. Yes, sir. Get to your knees. Lock that out, Jeremy. Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Jeremy's known as Red Beard Strongman on Instagram. If you do not follow Jeremy, he is definitely worth a follow. Just overall, a good guy, just very positive individual in the community. And plus, the beard is iconic. All right, another 635 pull here. Let's root for another successful pull. Come on now, Andrew. Get that bar off the floor. Keep pulling, Andrew. Came off the floor, just couldn't maintain position through the lift. That's all right. Good job, Andrew. And we are up to 645 for this next attempt. And to those of you guys commenting on the live stream, thank you for interacting. If you are not following World's Strongest Opinions, definitely give them a follow. They run a great podcast. They bring people on, talk to them, and it's a really good listen. So if you're not following World's Strongest Opinions, definitely give them a follow. My buddy John runs that podcast, and it is sensational. All right, here we go. Lock it in is right. Here we go. 645. Up to the knees and great lift there. Great lift there. And we are up to 300 kilos on the bars, 660. 300 kilos is that number that we all talk about. If you can't, if you don't get to that 7 plate mark, that 300 kilo is a great mark to aim for as well. It just sounds cool. You lifted 300 kilos. Now, pressing numbers, we don't want to put in kilos because they don't sound quite as impressive, but 300 kilos sounds extremely impressive. So we're up to 661 here on the bar. All right, here we go. Next lifter here, and we are up to 661 pounds on the bar. 661. I believe this is Drew here. Yep, 660. Come on, Drew. And let's see a successful lift here for Drew. Yep, big pull. Does not saying Drew knows. Drew is a smart lifter here. He knows that's probably not coming up. Not worth blowing the back out for. He's going to move on to the next event. And let's see. I'm hoping our next lifter might be Justin. He might be going for a 700-pound pull here. We will see. All right, here we go. 670 pounds. Let's see. I apologize. Camera went out there for a second. I definitely agree with the smart Drew comment. Definitely don't need to attempt that again and burn energy for the next event. 660 was a very competitive lift. And if it's not there, it's not there. I definitely agree with the smart Drew comment in the chat there. All right, here we go. 670 pounds. And a big pull. Come on now. Yep, finish it. Finish it. And he is there. Man, that lockout was aggressive. Once that bar got to the knees, aggressive lockout, finish the lift. All right, so let's see what our next jump is. I'm interested in seeing what these U105s decide to do with these final attempts. You just wonder, I think our next lifter here is going to try to jump Justin's last pull. So let's see. This will be really interesting. Or he's just going to aim for 700. All right. During this little intermission, let's give a few of our sponsors some shout outs here. Let me pull up our sponsor link. Just give a couple shout outs here. Like I already mentioned, World's Strongest Opinions Forge, Kratos Strength Equipment, West Alabama Strongman, Effin Strong. Thank you guys for sponsoring this awesome show. And here we go. This is 676, I believe. Here we go. Hip set. And he's going to finish this lift. Man, that was a brilliant call there. Maybe 700 wasn't going to be there, but 676 is going to jump him some points. And here we go. 701 for Justin. And Justin is one of those guys where all of his pulls do tend to look the same. So it would not surprise me to see Justin hit this lift here. Even though his last lift was not the quickest, Justin, all of his deadlifts essentially look the same coming off the floor. So let's see if Justin can pull this. And this will be big because I believe his second attempt was 675. So a 676 here, that's last 676 would be major points within the weight class. So now we got 700 for Justin. And let's see a good attempt. Come on, Justin. Yeah, he wanted a little bit of a slap there. Nothing too aggressive. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, I was thinking it was 675 or 676. My eyes are terrible, though. Come on, Justin. Come on, Justin. Finish it. He got to his knees. Yes. Nice, Justin. 700-pound pull. You love to see it. Justin's coming off. Looks like a little bit of pain there. He's falling forward. No torn pec, Justin. All right, and we are on to our next attempt. Tyler Davis. Let's see what Tyler jumped to. Hi, T. Thanks for watching the live stream. Hey, the jorts look great. I agree. The jorts are definitely a look. Yeah, that was a very nice pull. That 701 was a great pull there. I definitely agree with that. All right, now we got Tyler at what appears to be a 714. Come on, Tyler. I think Tyler has this. Tyler knows what he needs to hit here. Very smart lifter. He's only going to pull what he needs to. Yeah, 714 is definitely. Yep, there it is. Easy pull. 714 once again. Tyler knows what he needs to pull. And yeah, the jorts are definitely the fashion statement of the day. All right, so let's see. I'm interested in seeing what Pinkerton's going to go to. I can't remember what Pinkerton's second attempt was. I think it was 711, though. Maybe I'm wrong. So Tyler may have maxed his points there, unless Josh is going to go for a third attempt. But we will see. I'm interested in seeing when we get these points on the Iron Podium link, what we end up doing. And to answer the question, I believe Adam did go. I can't remember what weight he was at, but I believe Adam did go. Because I think now we're moving on to the open men heavyweight, the 231 plus division. And don't worry, if you missed this first event, we do have 4 more events today: the frame carry, the log press, Bubba's gauntlet, sandbag throw over bar, and power stairs. All right, here we. Oh wow, 812. Okay, wow, we just did a 100-pound jump. Here we go, 812. Let's see it. Come on now. Here we go. Nice, great pull at 812. That was amazing. All right, so I think I just heard a last athlete call. Woo! All right. If I heard that correctly, I think we're jumping up to 849. Man, look at that bend on the bar. I'm excited to see how the points shook out in those weight classes. We had a couple really tight battles in the open women class, the 231 under. There were a couple really tight pulls there. I am super interested in seeing how these points shook out across the weight classes. All right, Colt Swanson's up. I think this is our final pull at 849. Let's hope for a big pull here, a successful final attempt for Colt. Come on, Colt. Let's go. Come on, Colt. Come on, Colt. Nice. Great pull, Colt.